Guys, welcome back to another episode of the Taylor Gorman Show, TGS. I'm still getting used to it. It's just episode 2 with that name, dude. Last time you were here, it was called the Gorecast. Guys, give it up for our guest, second time alum, John Hoeft, my boy. It's good to see you, dude. Thank you for coming back. I'm just kind of getting back on the horse with my own shit, and you're helping me stay regular, brother.
Hell yeah, bro.
Thank you, dude. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you, too.
Before we started talking, you were telling me about kind of your new jam, this new thing that you're doing. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe Kyle can pull up some visual aid for the game once you say what you're playing, but...
I've been playing a game, a mobile game. I've been playing a game. Allow me to explain. No, I've been playing this game. It's called Game of Thrones Conquest on my phone. And...
Let's see some screenshots, Kyle, while he's explaining it.
It is it's like it's kind of like a resource gathering game and like a leveling up game, you know, kind of like Clash of Clans, but it's also like a massive multiplayer online game where you have to you either join or create an allegiance.
Okay,
is what it's called. You get to give it a fun little
which
name.
is just a clan, really.
Pretty much, yeah. But it's like more like active and everything. Like we're all in a kingdom, we're all vying for the same castles. And I've become kind of successful in it, and I have about 56 real people that listen to me and do what I say.
It looks like Sim City with a Game of Thrones skin on it. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, except that I'm in charge of 56 people.
Okay.
How did you build
control. before we dive into the 56 people? How did you come to say I'm gonna be that guy? I'm gonna be the guy that stands up, and I'm gonna start this allegiance.
I joined the game, and I tried to take a seat of power right away. Got fucked up. I mean, I got just destroyed, I'll be honest with you. So then I joined a big allegiance, and then they kicked me out immediately because I was low level, and I was like, fuck this, dude.
They just went, ew.
I'm going to Timothy Chalamet my way through this, and I'm starting my own thing. And lo and behold, 2 months later, I mean, I've been doing this daily for 2 months. I have an army of 65-year-old women at my beck and call.
Oh, dude. Finally.
And we work together, and we are slowly taking over the kingdom.
Yes.
And we are branding the name. The reason we brought up Brewster is because that is the name of my character in the game, is Sir Brewster, off of what I genuinely believe is the most legendary D&D character ever made. My character, Brewster Strong, the Strong. Brewster Strong the Strong.
Brewster Strong. Can you tell us a little bit more about Brewster before we dive into
Brewster Strong
the Discord?
Strong. He, I believe he's a elf. He's noble. Well, he's just kind of a dickhead. He just sucks a lot, but he's like an insanely good fighter. He's just he can kill a bunch of people, but he's the worst.
He can't be fucked with.
He's from the waist down in fantasy gear, regular fantasy clothes, but the waist up is an Aeropostale t-shirt.
Like a Hollister shirt.
He's just the worst. Just starts fights with everybody that is helping the group. And
he's got greaves.
He doesn't like to be he likes to be the center of attention. When he's not the center of attention, he's upset. But then you get in a fight and he's massively deadly. So it's everybody kind of hates him, but you really can't go without him. He's really, really useful. Which is why he's the best, because he's just he is.
Is this based off of anybody specific, or
no? I think I think I was drawing a lot from within myself for this character. I think I was myself just being oh, this is... I'm just going to project me onto this guy.
I'm just imagining you wearing greaves, iron greaves, and a pink popped collar polo.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking the one that has the big Aeropostale logo. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm thinking skin tight.
Yeah,
with the raised letters.
Yes, with the raised letters.
Yes,
I'm talking
puka shell necklace.
Tight. No puka shell necklace. He takes himself more seriously.
Okay.
He's not a joke. Okay, he's not a fucking joke.
This is
Taylor.
fucking Brewster we're talking about.
This is Sir Brewster Strong the Strong.
Sir Brewster Strong the Strong.
Yeah, he gave himself that name.
So you totally have these women are these 65-year-old ladies that are in your allegiance. They're totally wrapped around your finger right now.
Honestly, I would say more they, they saved me. No, they're really nice ladies, dude. Like we have a Discord and we talk a lot. They're really sweet people.
Dude, it's so crazy.
They're so nice, and I really like them a lot. And they're very friendly, and they have no idea that I'm a 27-year-old man that has no money. Like they talk a lot about like going like their husbands' retirement parties and stuff, and it's like they're all married and like grandparents. And then they have no clue that I'm just like this fucking dumbass.
So do they check in with you? I'm trying to figure out what the dynamic is.
It's
Are
more
you
like-
waking up in the morning and they're like, Brewster, what is the mission?
Well, it'll more be like I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, they're like they want to do these things, but for whatever reason they keep checking in with me. Like they can I've kind of been like, hey, you can kind of do whatever you want, you know?
Right. They're work
Like,
from home people, but
yeah,
they're
It's
still
like-
coming to the office just on their own accord.
They're checking in, you know. But and then what started is that, and then as it's grown, it's just like now we just have this Discord, and they love gifts.
Mm.
They love gifts, dude.
like moving images.
Yes, and yeah, they just send gifts, and dude, we're just having a great time. I mean,
Like
they're
animated cat gifts.
really sweet people, really really nice people.
Any names? Do we know?
Easter?
What's that?
Did you get 1,000 gifts on Easter from them?
We got they were talking a lot. They all went to church. I woke up at like noon, and they had all been talking since like 7 a.m. Because they all
Sorry, sorry, dude. My phone's blowing up right now.
they
Hang on a
all
second.
went to church, and then I didn't even realize it was Easter, and then I like had to kind of be like, yo, yeah, totally, church was crazy.
Wait, so are you kind of like trying to portray yourself like you're in their same demographic, or
No, not at all. I stay mysterious. I don't let them know anything about me other than we keep it strictly game talk.
How disappointed would they be if they got to look at you, dude?
I wonder, maybe they'd be proud. Maybe they'd go, oh, look at this young stallion leading the fucking way. But yeah, I mean, I just today is I literally there's like a cumulative reward system. Today is day 51, and I
It's
think,
awesome. You're keeping count like it's like one of those sobriety counter apps. Like 51 days.
Yeah.
51 days of the allegiance, dude.
51 days of the allegiance. It's called Warg. We're the Warg.
The warg.
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
I just thought that sounded freaking.
So I think the next logical step for you is to figure out how to scam these women.
never. These
You have
are
to
my
start
friends.
sending them, hey, listen, I need you to cash at me a couple
No.
bucks for the mission. So
I would never take advantage of them like that. They're so kind. They're already pissing off their husbands too because they apparently spend like a decent amount of money on the game.
They're just racking up the credit card.
Well,
Charlene, what in the fuck
ton,
is
but they'll
this?
just be like, Bob's pissed, and then I'm like, oh no, what happened? Why is Bob mad? And I'm like,
Yeah, dude.
I spent $30 on the game today, and it's like, well, dude, don't do that.
There's a Nigerian scammer somewhere listening to this going, dude, you're fumbling the bag right now. You could easily be getting these ladies to redeem fucking Amazon gift cards.
I would never
And
do
be
that to them. Dude.
stacking
These are
up.
my loyal followers. I am their liege lord, dude. I can't fucking let them down like that. That's not right.
Oh my god.
I have to stand up for these ladies, man. There's some men too. There's some dudes. They're all old though. Like they're all.
How do
like,
you know how
40.
old they are? They send
They-
selfies?
They told me.
Oh.
Or just context clues. A lot of them are like, they say they're retired. A lot of them like, are you talking about husbands or like, well, my son, my son's coming to visit. He's 30 and shit like that. And you're like, damn, like I'm
You're doing
younger
the
than
math.
your son, like,
I'm straight up leading the pack, dude.
and I'm the leader.
Your son could never be me, dude.
Dude, you don't choose to be him, bro. You just are. You just are.
Oh my god, dude. One of these ladies is gonna get obsessed with you. One of these ladies is gonna find out what you look like, and they're gonna start telling people that they're seeing somebody.
My fear
They're gonna
is
start
that
telling people in the cubicle at the call center they work at that, There's somebody they're talking to.
There has been talk in the Discord about like a few of them are like, I love stand-up comedy.
Oh my
And
god!
I'm like, I can't let them know I work at the mothership. They'll be like, we need tickets, and it's like I'm not vouching for like these like people I met on an online game, like.
But at the same time, desperately wanting to self-promote. You like just itching to self-promote.
Oh my
you're
god!
Like,
yeah,
you're itching to pull that trigger and be like,
yeah, dude.
There's this really funny comedian guy.
Well, I'm a stand-up comedian.
yeah.
I do stand-up comedy. Go attack that castle now.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Attack the castle.
It's funny you're so war driven. What I had Kyle bring up there, I wanted to before you bring it up. So last time you were on the podcast, this was like a year or two ago.
We discussed World War III, right?
We were discussing World War III, and we were discussing specifically what would happen if
the draft
happened.
And boy, oh boy.
And boy, oh boy. As of, I think today, the news is that they're going to be starting up like the automated draft thing with with dudes who are like 18 to 25 or something like that. Here, pull that article thing
Yes,
up.
I'm 27.
Yeah.
Fucked kids. You're all going to
the
die.
U.S. plans to automatically register men for military draft eligibility. So I just wanted to bring it up. I don't even know.
Mean, but isn't that already? I mean, I guess
don't know.
automatically is a little bit different because it's like, but we all registered for it anyway. It's
I think
like
so.
registering is different than like the draft happening.
I think it was like for me, wasn't it like part of getting your driver's license or something?
Wait, Kyle, scroll up. It says there, the new rule proposed by a government agency, which is kind of suspect to not name it, would see men being registered automatically rather than being asked to do themselves within 38 days of their 18th birthday.
No, they do name the agency the Selective Service System, the SS.
The SSS.
Right on, dude.
Yeah. So I know they're talking about it a lot. That like the draft might genuinely come back. I think we're safe.
Yeah, dude.
Rough time to be 18.
Rough time to be 18, dude. I saw someone make a post somewhere that was like all those unk jokes aren't funny no more, are they?
Yeah.
There's never been a better time to be unk right now, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm fucking big bro lifestyle, bro.
Yeah.
Thank God for being big bro. I think it's also just got to suck that it's like it's in Iran. You know what I mean? It's like it's hot.
Yeah.
That just kind of sounds.
You couldn't do like France in the spring.
Yeah, I know.
There's nothing else we could fucking pick.
Like,
Come on, brother.
Like, Europe was the spot to get drafted to.
Yeah, fuck. Who got the best draft? Vietnam, pretty cool, good food.
No, bro, that one was pretty rough, dude. They were getting napalm.
That was the last time it said.
There was traps.
Traps.
Dude, there was actual traps, dude. You were walking through a jungle, and then you'd step down through like a thing, and a bullet would go off through your foot, and then some tiny fucking Vietnamese dude would crawl out of a tunnel and put a grenade in your mouth.
Spin you around like a piñata.
Fucking stinks, dude.
Oh my god, dude.
It's the thing too. World War II is not the best draft overall because half the people had to go to Japan, and they were also doing the tunnel shit. Asians love tunnels. What's up with that?
I don't know.
They
dig, I guess
bro.
It was dig a tunnel to China my whole childhood.
Yeah, bro.
It was all about digging a hole to
China.
China.
China digging a hole to us. Holy hell. Probably halfway to it right now.
They did. It's called TikTok.
Yeah.
That's their little, they're like, oh, do you want a tunnel? We'll give you one right in the palm of your hand.
Dude, Europe was the place to go, dude. World War II.
Crepes?
Oh my God.
Come on, dude. The crepes were going crazy.
You get to walk in, just the Dutch, dude, the Netherlands. Do you ever see Band of Brothers?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man.
That was one I never watched.
There's a great scene when they're in the Netherlands and they liberate a town, and the whole town is like just stoked. And it's just like, I mean, just an entire town of super hot Dutch ladies just like wanting to bone these guys.
The party
Cool.
party after liberation must be sick.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. You're like,
minus the rubble and all the, all the side effects of war.
yeah.
Like the party afterwards, it's like it's like an Eagles Super Bowl win times 10.
Yeah, dude. Those fuckers go hard, dude.
Yeah.
We have a lot of Eagles fans in Austin.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, a lot of our friends are Eagles fans.
A lot of Eagles fans. They're very fun to be with after a Super Bowl win.
Win or lose. I mean, they get equally hammered pretty much for each one. It's just kind of like...
They drink.
And like the depressive hammered kind of just turn like of a loss. It kind of just turns into like a hoorah kind of angry hammered anyway, which is just the same as You really end up in the same place
Yeah.
mentally after a win or a loss
The-
with Eagles friends.
The amount of drunk I've learned from being around Eagles fans is that the amount of drunk has nothing to do with the game, and everything to do with the fact that there's available alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just like how much can they get their hands on.
Yeah. Are
And
you a
that's
football
what
guy?
makes them fun.
Yeah.
I am. I've grown into one. I wasn't really. I was one when I was a kid, but then I was a big theater kid, and so football was not,
Mm-hmm.
The biggest priority for a long time. And then over the last few years, I've gotten very into football and doing fantasy football. And then I lived with Colin, who is like a big Eagles guy, so I would watch all the Eagles games with him for years. But I haven't had a team for forever.
You're from Austin, right?
I'm from Austin. I don't like the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up around Cowboys fans being unbelievably annoying forever, and that really drove me away. I have decided, though, and this is the first year coming up, this is a big deal. Everybody, I am pledging my allegiance to the Houston Texans.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Ew. No, I'm just kidding.
I want a Texas team, man. I want a
Yeah.
Texas team.
Logo's pretty cool.
I've been experimenting with teams for like the last few years where I'd be like kind of like, I like this team. I love California and I love LA and I like the Rams, but I just couldn't.
You've been
bring
dipping your
myself
toe
to it.
in.
I was like, I need a Texas-based team and it can't be the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And so we're gonna go. And also, I like that the Texans are like kind of good, but not like they're not like incredible. It's like it's a good team. You're not like just jumping on a bandwagon. And so I was like, all right, this is the team I'm gonna start rooting for. And this is the first year I'm gonna really give a fuck about it.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. It's nice to have a team.
That was kind of me last year. I was it's the same way with me where I was into it when I was a kid. I had football cards and I would play football, NFL Blitz and everything. And I was like playing football as a little kid. And then I got into music and it was like, oh, like all the guys that play football call me gay in the hallway. So I'm like, football is bad. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, dude, I couldn't play football. Like, I mean, I did play football, but I was really small until I was like 15. I was like 5'1", like 100 pounds soaking wet until I was
and then
like
you
15.
weren't big enough. You weren't as big as the other guys.
I wasn't as big as the other guys, and I cried a lot. I cried a lot, dude. Like, I got hit too hard. I cried.
You drink too much water.
One time I got a touchdown, and I got my first touchdown ever in an 8-man tackle league I was playing in when I was a kid, when I was like 10 or 11. And all I ever wanted was a fucking touchdown. It was a beautiful touchdown, too. It was deep ball. I was wide receiver because I was a quick kid when I was small. And I was getting chased down, and I beat them out, and I made it into the end zone. It was like a 60-yard touchdown.
Damn.
And it got called back, and I cried.
You cried on a call?
I cried because my touchdown got taken away, and I was like, "This is so important to me." I was a big crier as a kid, dude. I was a huge pussy, pretty much. I'm still a crier, dude. We were talking about this yesterday. I'm like, I'm one of those guys. It's like, like when you get really angry and you start crying. I'm that guy. Like if I get super angry, I start crying. Which is like, if I was ever in a fight, I would be the scariest guy you could go up against. You motherfucker! Yeah, dude. I cried too much for football.
Yeah.
And then
Are you an only child?
No, I have two younger sisters.
Is that where you learned to cry? From them? They teach you how to cry?
I learned that all on my own.
Oh, okay. My bad.
God, I wish I could cry on command. That would have been epic.
That is kind of crazy that you're so good at crying, but you can't cry on command.
I don't have the focus for it.
Yeah.
It's hard. You got to really get into it.
You got to really dive into what makes you sad.
Dive into being sad, yeah. And I can't do that. I get distracted.
Yeah.
But I like playing football though. I always really liked it. And I wish I had if I had hit my growth spurt a little bit earlier, I think I've just never been an aggressive person, really. Yeah. Like now as an adult, I'm like, oh, playing tackle football would have been so fun. Because I'm like big, you know what I mean? Yeah. And it's like I can throw my weight around, and I enjoy like roughhousing as an like going and like doing jujitsu and shit like that. Like is fun. Yeah. And so it's like, oh right, but like back then it was just like every fucking time I got matched up with somebody, dude, and it was always coaches are dicks. Yeah. I don't know if it's like still. I feel like nowadays like adults are a lot nicer to kids.
They
than
have
they
to
were
be.
when we were
There's cell
kids.
phones now.
But like when we were kids, my coaches would be like, "We need to toughen you up, Heft. You're going up against the biggest, blackest guy on the team." And I'd be like, why? Why do I have to do this? And then it was just like I remember in middle school, like they would do that to all of us kids that were like kind of the weaklings. And there was one time they just took the hardest hitting kid. It was this little white dude named Bryce, and he ended up being like our starting running back all the way through high school. He was fucking wicked good.
Fucking
And
Bryce,
just a
dude.
powerhouse hitter, dude.
What a
And
name.
they
What
took,
a name,
and
too.
they took this little dorky kid named Theo that, like, you know, whenever you would see, like, whenever you'd play, like, Pee Wee football and, like, some kids would put the pads on and you'd be like, man, you just can't look athletic. It's like, even with the pads on, like, you look, like, way out of
He's
place.
pushing his glasses up through the face mask.
Yeah, like it's like the shoulder pads are, like, fucking up to here on his own, you know what I mean? And they just were like, all right, Theo, you're going up against Bryce. And you could see him just be like, why? Why are you doing this to me? Do you want me to die right now? And so then, yeah, I just remember watching him, like, just, you know, it's like when you're going into a tackle, you got to, like, lower the shoulder, use your legs, drive through it. I mean, this kid just ran at him standing straight up. Just, like, straight up and down. Just nothing, just fully, like,
Ready to
he's
get
about
knocked.
to get drilled. And then the other kid, Bryce, just like, oh, man, he just took it out on him. Took his day out on him, man. Laid him out. And then you're just sitting there and you're like, I know which one of these two kids I am.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm next.
I know I'm not Bryce.
I'm not Bryce. Bryce is already up and getting ready for another round. Theo is getting carted off. Now it's my turn, you know? So then, yeah, they would always make me, they just ruined it. They would always make me
I imagine
get
how
hurt.
how fun would that be? The coach is just like driving to the football practice, and driving to the field in his, like, you know, white F-150, and he's like, I think I'm gonna have the good guy beat up all the nerds today. I think I'm just gonna line the nerds up one at a time,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have the best dude on the team just pummel them. I think that's what I want to do with my afternoon. I'm gonna sip a turquoise Gatorade while these kids just get pummeled by Bryce. That's
Dude,
what I
there
want
were
to do today.
This is middle school, too. We're like 12 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, like, in a game one time, I caught a pass in a game, and it got stripped. I fumbled it because they, like, stripped it out of my hands. And I, like, walked back off, and, like, the wide receiver coach came up to me, and he was like, Heft. And I was like, I'm sorry, coach, he just got it. And he goes, you're never playing another play on this team. And I just started crying. And then he was like, all right, you're fine. We'll put you back in later. I'm sorry.
Sports were so
That works on adults that are, like, trying to toughen you up. The minute you start crying, they're like, oh, fuck. Shit, you're like that? You're
right.
like that much of a pussy? Okay. Fuck, I'll adjust. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
all right. God, don't tell your parents. Jesus Christ.
Maybe
Can't
do
deal with
theater,
another
buddy.
one of these.
Maybe do
Yeah.
theater.
Yeah, maybe study Shakespeare. I don't know what to tell you.
And then I did, and I loved theater.
And I was built for it.
Theater was a much better environment.
I was built for
I was
it.
standing on top
Lesbians
of the stage.
and
I'm an
androgynous
actor.
children.
I'm an actor, and I don't care who knows it.
What was your first big production that you did as a thespian?
Little Shop of Horrors.
Were you the plant?
No, I got understudy to the dentist character because a senior got it and I was a sophomore, and I was very excited just to have an understudy role. And then I ended up having, like, a solo part, like a different part. And then that theater teacher that really liked me quit. She left. She, like, retired.
And somebody came in and was
And then
like, I'm
somebody
going to
came in,
clean house.
Hated me.
I'm going to clean house.
Hated my guts.
You're not
dude.
even a good fucking dentist.
Oh my God, dude. She was like, she really, like, really didn't like me. Like, straight up would, she one time, like, I got an understudy. I would always get understudy. I got an understudy.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
So it's like, basically, I got the part, but, like, only if the person who actually got the part is sick.
You're a backup.
So yeah, I'm a backup. So, like, I learn all the lines and learn all the blocking. And then if the show day came and fucking, you know, this guy's sick, then I step in and play the role. And so I always got that, never prepared. I remember every single show I ever did, I was an understudy to a main character, and, like, show day would come and I would be, like, panicking because I'd be like, if he's sick, I am not ready. I have to learn, like, an entire play in, like, 6 hours.
You would have riffed it. You would have been all right.
Oh, yeah, dude. I would have figured it out. But yeah, dude, she like one time this kid got a role and I was the understudy, and then he came up to me and said that she pulled him into the office and was like, John was better, but I gave you the part because I don't like him.
Oh my God.
And I was like, damn, dude, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like, that's fucking mean that she said that to you. Like, that kind of pisses me off, but like, yeah, that stings. Yeah, so she did not like me, dude, but for good reason. I was a shithead.
Like, what kind of shithead were you?
Oh, I just, fucked off the entire time. Played,
Were you goofing?
talked to my friends the entire time.
Mhm.
Did completely disrespectful.
Snickering in the corner?
Yeah.
Yeah, making guys laugh, making your homies laugh?
Yeah. Yeah, because that was the most fun part of theater at that time.
Look where you're at now.
Just
It was
hanging out with
perfect.
friends. Yeah.
Would you clock it? Would you walk into like a new class and be like, where are my guys that I can make laugh this whole fucking period, bro?
No, it was just me, and it was like once I was in theater from the first year I was in it, like I found like my homies, and then we just hung out for
The
4
boys
years.
gravitated towards you. Yeah.
We just hung out for 4 years, and then that was pretty much it. It was just our little crew,
Mm.
and we were always the ones that like got in the shows, and so
Was this in middle school or
high school.
High school.
And
What
so
other
then-
plays?
We did a couple like real bullshit fucking plays that were like the spring play would be just a play, and then the fall would be a musical.
Mm.
And so we did like these really like silly fucking, I don't even remember. So like one was called like the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon. One was called like
The Brothers
Good
Grimm
night.
is such a weird.
Good
fucking-
Morning Desdemona, Good Night Juliet, or some shit like that. Like it was weird.
Parents only in the crowd.
Yeah,
Parents only.
100%.
Yeah.
And then the musicals we did Little Shop Before is Beauty and the Beast, and
Did you play the Beast?
no, I was understudy to a different fucking guy. Oh, and then we did Young Frankenstein. We did Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, which was pretty
Nice.
sick, actually.
A lot of missed opportunities for them. You could have been Frankenstein, could have been the Beast.
Dude,
There's so many.
I
many missed
I was
opportunities for them.
understudy to I was understudy to the monster in Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
I was understudy in like every show because she just like didn't want to like have to put up with me.
She didn't want to rely on you.
Yeah, but also I think I was good enough that it was like, yeah, I could get the part, but like she didn't, want to fuck with me. We did this one show one time called 30 Plays in 60 Minutes, and I remember I got in a lot of trouble for this because the idea was we wrote 30 like sketches. It was a sketch show essentially, and we would hang up 1 through 30 on clotheslines, and the audience would yell out a number, and we would pick it up and we'd perform that, and that was the whole show, right?
Mhm.
And so me and my friends immediately were like, this is like SNL, and so we just like started writing sketches, and we were having so much fun writing these comedy sketches, and there was one kid, dude, this girl in my class that like insisted on doing drama, and it was the worst. It was like the worst because it's like a 16-year-old girl trying to be deep. You know what I mean? A 16-year-old white girl that has
Never
money.
had a problem in her life.
Never. I mean, she's like comes from like super religious Christian family. Like she's like trying to write about like the depth of love and shit.
She
like,
lives
this
in Westlake.
loss. Yeah, you're just like, dude, this is like, what is this? And she had written this one, and my teacher, because I was so adamantly like always being like, why are we doing drama? This shouldn't be drama. This should just be funny. Like, what are we doing? This is part of why she didn't like me. I fought her a lot. But I remember like she, as punishment, she put me in one of these drama ones. And so the idea was it was called 3 Chairs. And to the girl that made this up, if you somehow saw this, like, I'm sorry, but it was a bad one. But it's like I appreciate what you were trying to do, but like it just didn't work. But it was called 3 Chairs. So the idea was it was like there was 3 chairs set up in a line, and there was a woman in each chair and a guy in front of the woman. And then in one chair, a girl kept trying to get up to hug the guy, and the guy kept pushing her down and never stopped. The second chair, the guy kept pushing her down and then eventually embraced her. And in the third chair, the guy just embraces her. And I like truly like I'm at a loss for what it was supposed to represent.
You're
You
like, Miss Stacy, this is the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I was
Teacher's
like, I hate
name
this.
was.
So she put me in this to punish me.
Which guy did you have to be?
I had to be the one that kept pushing.
Oh, great.
I just had to keep pushing,
This is where the allegations started.
This is where they started and never stopped. And dude, I remember. So the way that you would end the scene is you like everybody in the group would yell "scene," and then that was over, and we'd pull another one. So the day of the show came, and I just like was so cringed out by being in this that like I mean maybe 14 seconds had gone by. It was supposed to go on for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. It was supposed to be like a decent amount of time.
Of you just pushing this girl down into this chair repeatedly.
Maybe 15 seconds went by, and I stand alone yelled "scene," and then everybody kind of looked at me like what, and I was like, "That's the scene." And so then we like had to start cleaning up.
Was it in front of a crowd?
In front of, yes, like
wow.
a sold out high school theater audience, so like, 250, 300 people.
You purposely biffed it to just get out of there.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm ending this. I don't want to be a part of this. And and then I walked right backstage, and my theater teacher was just yelling at me right away. And I'm like,
John?
I'm like 17, and I'm being like, well, that sucked. So I did us a favor. Like I was like so confident, and then like shows would come around, and it'd be like, why doesn't she like me? And it's like, oh, because you were fucking a total shithead.
Insubordinate fucking asshole.
I was insubordinate the entire time. I was insubordinate on the swim team. My fucking swim coach asked me to quit the team. She asked me to quit. Well, I was so.
And of course, because it's somebody asking you to do something, you went, no.
Well,
you wanted to quit, but you're
I was
like,
already
no.
planning on getting out, and then because I had been doing a bunch of shithead stuff. Like I remember one day, like we got to the swimming pool, and I like just showed up, and like everybody came out in their swimsuits, and I was just like, I'm not swimming. So I came out in like my clothes, and she was like, you like go get dressed, and I was like, nah, I'm not swimming.
I'm not putting that fucking head
She was
cap
like, well,
on.
then I'm gonna make you do a really hard dry land practice, and I was like, that's exactly what I want. Hell yeah. So I did that, and then it didn't bother me, and she was upset about that. So then this came around one time. The captain was graduating, and I was a junior, so I was doing theater and swim at this point. This was early on in my junior year.
It's the two gayest things
Yeah.
that you could possibly do.
I was on the theater and the swim team, and I
Real Chad, dude.
I went up to my swim coach, and I was like, "Yo, like you should make me captain next year." You know, I was like, "I'll be a good captain. Everybody would like it." And she was like, "Actually, I've been meaning to talk to you. I think you should quit." And I was like, "Word." I was like, "Fair enough." So I quit. I quit the team, and I was like, "Cool. I'm just gonna do theater." I got a free period, and that was great. I was digging it. But then, like 6 months later, dude, the yearbook committee for the school pulled me out of class, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna talk to me about theater," and they started questioning me, and they're like, "We wanted to talk to you about the swim team," and I was like, "They don't know that I quit the team. That's crazy." They did no research.
Yeah, who's controlling the communication channels in this?
They
fucker?
were pretty much just like, "Oh, we need somebody on the swim team," and they're like, "John's on the swim team." So then they went to me, and I wasn't anymore. I had been told to quit by a grown woman.
But did you say, "Okay, I quit"?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I quit. I was like I like transferred out of the class. I was like everything. And so then they're interviewing me about this, and the last question where they're like, "What are you the most excited about on the swim team next year?" Because it started with I just wanted to be in the yearbook.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I never get interviewed. This is kind of cool. So I was like, I'm just gonna lie and just And then
Same reason you came in here.
yeah, exactly. It's just like, I just want to be included, you know. At the end of the day, I just want to be a part of things. And and the last question they asked, they were like, "What are you most excited about next year on the swim team?" And I was like, a light bulb appeared, and I was just like, I'm really stoked that the coach made me captain. And then the yearbook, I forgot I had done that, and then the yearbook came out, and somebody that was on the team came and was like, "Yo, just so you know, coach is like really mad at you." And I was like, "Why?"
Because you
What did
forgot
I
about
do?
it, probably.
I had forgotten about it. And then they're like, the yearbook. And I was like, no way. Like they printed it. And then I like looked and it was like, yeah, there's like a picture of me and above it said, "Oh, captain, my captain." And it was just my picture. And the quote was just, "I'm so excited to be captain of the swim team next year."
Oh my god!
And I remember I went by
they
her
printed
class.
hundreds of a thousand of those.
Yeah. And then I went by her class and just kind of rubbed it in a little bit and left. I was just like,
Where is that your senior year?
Junior.
So you had to sit in that for another
Yeah,
year.
I know. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! What a menace! You've been a menace for a long. You've been committing comic mischief for a long time.
Yeah,
dude.
it's like really, really minor mischief. Like I never got into trouble. Really, like I never did anything to like I didn't like drink or smoke or do anything until I was like in college. Like I never did anything to get in trouble except for just like pranking my teachers essentially, or just kind of pissing them off.
Was that the nastiest stuff you ever did? Was that the bad? You didn't do any other bad pranks or anything bad in school?
No, not really. I mean, like that was pretty much it. I mean, it was mostly just like that kind of shit. Because like other kids were, doing like actual crazy fucking shit, like really bad stuff. I was pretty good to eat two shoes kid, man. I didn't smoke weed or drink until college.
Big crier.
And I was a big crier. I cried a lot.
Would you cry to get yourself out of trouble? Does that ever happen?
Yes.
Yeah, I did that a couple times.
I talked my way out of 7 speeding tickets in high school. One time, dude, this old cop pulled me over. He was like 60, dude. He was like clearly like on the edge of retirement, and he just like pulls me over, and I just like started to like, I was already stressed out, so I was like able to make myself cry, and so I started crying, and I was like, my dad's gonna kill me. And then he's like, oh, it's okay, son. It's okay. Just give you a verbal warning. You're good to go. Lets me go. And it dawned on me like 2 years later. I was like, he thought my dad was hitting me. Like, he totally thought my dad has never come close to that. I was
God,
like,
I should have used this bit more often.
He fully thought my dad was fucking hitting me, dude.
Nice.
And I was like, yeah. I talked my way out of a lot of speeding. I got out of a good amount of trouble.
Manipulator. You manipulated the adults.
It was more just that I was like, I don't know, like a couple of them, it was just like lucky shit. It was like one time I got two days in a row going from school to work. I would be leaving because I worked at a Torchy's Tacos at the time.
Nice.
And it wasn't far. And so like I would work like 1 or 2 days a week, like when I was in high school, just because like why not, And I remember going from school to work, and twice I got pulled over 2 days in a row. The first day, I explained that I was just like, I'm running late to work. And he gave me a verbal warning. The second day, he gave me a written warning because he didn't know, because I had gotten a verbal warning the day before. He didn't know that I'd already been warned. So they had no record of the fact that I had been pulled over 24 hours ago, And so I just got away with it.
Just not even drinking, just young and just hopped up on soda and whatever convenience store snacks.
Just whipping my Mazda 3
around,
whipping
the Mazda 3 that your parents gave you.
Window Mazda 3, dude.
Were your parents big punishers? Were you like, I'm going to get in trouble if I get the speeding ticket? You weren't even worried about it. My
dad was more stressful. My mom would like ground us and then forget about it.
Yeah.
Like immediately. And so it was like, but if my dad grounded me, it was like actually like, oh fuck.
It was a big deal.
Yeah. Now I'm actually in trouble.
Yeah.
Because my mom just wanted us to have fun. And we really weren't doing anything like that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a big deal. The worst trouble I ever got in, like, with the actual school was Saturday detention for attendance my senior year. I got it like 3 times because I just didn't go to school anymore.
Bad boy.
Yeah, I almost didn't graduate because I skipped like so much senior year. And then they were like, if you miss like any more, you're not going to graduate. And I was like, okay, I'll go to school.
Dude, I would always go to my parents and tell the truth. This is how I would get out of stuff. I would go to my parents first before the teacher called the school and tell my parents what happened. And then my teachers would be so stoked to call. They'd be like, I'm going to fuck this kid up, dude.
Yeah.
And then they call my mom, and my mom's like, hi. And she's like, yeah, Miss Gorman, this is so-and-so. Have I got a story for you? And she interrupts. She goes, let me stop you right there. I already know. Yeah. My kid, honest Abraham. My kid tells me everything.
That was
I would just go home and be like, Mom, like one of the times I was like really young, I think. And this girl kept fucking with me like in class. I don't remember what she would do. She would always just kind of be a bitch to me, and I had it up to here. And I said, I think I was in like 1st or 2nd grade. I was like, I stood up and I was like, my dad will beat your dad's ass. Or no, I said, my dad will beat the hell out of your dad. That's what I said.
My dad can beat up your dad.
Yeah. It was like the classic thing. Yeah. And she just goes, She starts like, you're in second grade or whatever, you know. She starts crying, and I'm like, fuck, I'm fucked. I better get ahead of it. I've been getting ahead of it for a long time. I've been getting ahead of the punishment for a long time.
I have never been able to keep secrets.
I thought you were going to say tell the truth.
No, I can't help myself. I overly tell the truth.
Yeah.
And I would tell on myself for everything, to the point that when I was like 14, my grandma like sat me down and was like, "You gotta stop fucking telling on yourself." My grandma was like, "You know, it's okay if your parents like don't know some shit, right?"
Listen, dude, like it's
is
okay
it really?
to like,
It's
fucking fuck around once in a while.
I've never been able to like, if I ever do anything wrong, like anything that happens to me, I feel like everybody knows. I'm pretty open. You know, it's just like whatever I'm going through at that time, I can't really keep it to myself.
Yeah.
And so just like fucking. Kyle knows there's been nights where we're at the bar and I'm dealing with something and I'm just like, this is exactly what's happening to me. It's like, I just can't.
Everybody crowd around. Let me tell you exactly what I'm going through.
I can't keep secrets, dude. It's
that's a good quality.
It's good and bad because sometimes then you're like, why the fuck am I telling everybody this shit? I just don't have to. But
you ever tell people the truth that got you into trouble later? Does that ever happen?
I don't know. Not off the top of my head. I can't think of anything. Yeah. Well, because it's like pretty like immediate. Like it's like I don't know. I always tell myself, and then because it's like I don't like the like I can't handle it at all. So it's like I'd rather just like own up to whatever the fuck happened and just be like, let's get this out of the way, deal with it, so that I don't have to feel like shit about this forever.
I don't understand cheaters, man.
Oh yeah, dude. I
don't understand cheaters. I've been with my girl for 13 years. I could never not tell her some shit.
Dude,
I could never keep. And I've had bandmates and friends do fuck shit on the road and whatever. And I'm just like, dude, this makes me uncomfortable. Now I feel great. Now I have to keep your secret.
Yeah,
this is fucking weird.
Yeah,
because it's not my place to call so and so's girlfriend and be like, hey, did you know that he's. You know,
I can't imagine doing that, dude. I would like eat me alive. Like, there's no way. Some people can do it though. Some people can keep secrets.
Psychopathic, bro.
Yeah, dude, not me. No, man. I just I can't handle that. There's no way. And it's just like I wouldn't want to do it. I've never been in a relationship where then like I'm like really actively like wanting to like go with other people. And if I am, then I'm like, oh well, then this relationship is over.
It needs to end.
I don't want to be in this relationship.
Save everybody the fucking headache, dude.
Yeah.
Be a good person, man.
Yeah, dude. I don't like that. I don't like that shit. It's not nice. It's not nice.
What other stuff peeves you? I wanted to talk about peeves a little bit today. I thought maybe we could talk about peeves. Anything peeving you right now?
You know, I wish I had some peeves ready to go. I've actually been in a really healthy place.
You've been in a good place.
I've been happy, dude. I've been driving around listening to Everclear, windows down. Little Sugar Ray, dude.
Ooh.
Every morning there's a halo hanging from the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. Dude.
Bloom, 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 bloom.
Bro, windows down on a sunny day. I might as well be in I'm in heaven, dude. I mean, yeah.
When it's over...
Dude.
That's the time I fall in love. He was just in the news too recently.
Again.
Somebody was like, "Your concert, you guys are gay," and he was like, "No." I think that was the news article. Type in like Sugar Ray News or something. Click news, see what happens. I don't know. Go to hit all here in images here. Sugar Ray.
I think he like punched somebody or something.
Well, that's Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody was like. Somebody got on Mark McGrath's ass, dude. Somebody was like, yo, you're too old to have hair like that.
I disagree, dude.
Yeah.
Let him be.
All right, just give us pictures of Mark McGrath.
He's
dude.
making great tunes, bro.
And when you go. You know what's crazy about Mark McGrath? He's got like an OG nu metal look, but he sings like the fruitiest music ever.
Oh my God, I know, dude. It's like, it's so good. When I was in California all of February, bro, like dead ass, I was just listening to like Everclear and Sugar Ray. Like
he looks like he could be the singer of Papa Roach.
You have no
dude.
idea what a vibe it is to be like driving through the Hollywood Hills. Dun, 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 father of mine.
Tell me where have you been? You have like a great relationship with your dad.
Yeah, dude,
people
so
with
good.
great relationships with their dad love that song. I don't know what it is about that song.
I'm not even listening to the lyrics, dude. I'm just like, ooh. It just hits, bro.
I remember blue skies
in the bed.
You know, I met that guy.
Really?
At a play, no less. His wife was a theater thespian person at PCC, and I was sitting there. My parents had friends whose kids were in the play. So we went to, because they were like all older than me. This is when I was probably like, I don't know, late middle school, early high school, or something like that. Pretty young. I think I was like 12 years old or some shit. I can't remember. But they took me to this play, and my mom goes, "That's the guy from Everclear, honey." You know what I mean? And I had never even thought about really doing music. I just loved music. I grew up listening to shit with my dad and like, wanting to play drums from an early age and shit. And I was like, that was maybe my first moment of like meeting a famous person or somebody that I really liked. You know what I mean? Because you're 12, you don't have a lot of like bucket list things you want to like, people you want to meet, right? And so his wife's in the play. And it's just some fucking shitty play. I don't remember what it was. But I walked over to him after the play. Everybody was walking out of the fucking seats and walking out of the auditorium. And I'm like, "Hey, Art, my name's Taylor. I really like your music." And he gave me like a reaming, bro. He was like, "You shouldn't fucking walk up to people like blah, blah, blah." And I was like a kid. He was like a total dickhead to me. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, all right, well, fuck it. You know, in 10 years, I'm going to think your band's gay anyways. Fuck you. You know what I mean?
And then 10 years later, you're like, "Yo, this shit slaps."
And then 10 years after that, I was like, dude, this is where my heart is at.
I do want to just bring this up, dude. April 16th, $87 a ticket. Everclear's in Cedar Park, Texas.
What?
Only 30 minutes away.
Let's go. We're going. We're going to go.
I mean,
we're making plans right now,
that
dude.
would be so sick.
We're going.
Go hit the Everclear.
Oh, my God, dude.
Santa Monica, dude.
HEB?
Huh? No, it's not. It's not an arena. It's like a kind of like a big venue spot, though.
Yeah, they're not playing arenas.
They're not playing arenas at this point. Yeah. That'd be crazy. It was like, this week, Everclear. Next week, Kill Tony. And it's like, oh my God.
AM radio in a fucking...
What is going on
AM
with
radio in a
shows?
Stadium, dude.
Yeah.
You'd have to whip it. You could hear it on the AM radio. So much for the Afterglow was fucking sick, dude.
Of mine.
Yeah, you might have to type band after that, dude. You're just gonna get Everclear bottles. Look up what he looks like now. He's kind of cooked, bro, to be honest.
I mean, bro, he was cooked back then.
Yeah. He's actually like, he might be one of the
early 2000s fashion. Actually, he looks better now.
Yeah.
Early 2000s fashion is one of the worst, some of the worst fashion that ever existed.
Oh, for sure. And they're still rocking it hard.
Oh my God.
They're still rocking it. He's still wearing that little bowler hat.
Bowler hat and the fucking jacket.
It's insane.
What is that? The guy on the left has like the scene haircut.
Dude, it's nuts.
Dude, should we bring back scene haircuts?
We should.
Can you look up some scene haircut, like male scene haircuts, and like maybe me and Taylor can like
see which ones we want.
Should we get styled up and do a pod?
I always wanted like this thing on the back of my head. You know how people had this? They had like their hair spiked like this in the back of their head.
Yeah. Dude, can you do that? Can you do men specifically?
Yeah, we're not trying to look at scene girls, Kyle. God, freak.
Bro.
Oh, yes, the first one, dude. The first one with that fucking Akira bomb going off in the back of his head. Look at that. Looked like his head got shot.
Dude.
Sick as fuck. Let's go. And always a striped hoodie.
What a crazy time, dude.
What a crazy time to be alive, brother.
I mean, can you imagine seeing like one of your boys post a picture like this? And you're just like, yo, bro. Like,
wait, go over second row left, far left.
High key, dude.
Up,
you gotta switch up your vibes.
It's Michael Ridley, bro.
Bro, if we got Ridley, we should, dude.
Ridley used to have scene hair, bro.
Oh my God, yeah, but like,
we gotta get him a good wig.
What if we like convinced him that like it was cool? Like, what if like slowly over the next like 2 years we spent time like planting the idea that him having a scene haircut would be sick?
Yeah, he'd have to have hair first. We should do.
Well, that's why we do the 2 years because we like get him to go to Turkey, you know, and he gets like the Turkish hair transplant.
Get the Turkish hair transplant.
And then we get him to have a full scene haircut, but then he's still like Ridley.
Dude, I wanted to look like these guys so bad when I was in fucking high school, dude.
I never had an emo phase, man. Mm-hmm. I never had an emo phase. Like there was no part of me that was like ever like.
And I always just looked like a fat gay guy trying to be fucking trying to be seen, dude. Like I never, because my hair fluffs out. Like
the thing about like growing up chubby is like you have to learn that like you can't just look like what you want to look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like you see like skinny people can just throw on an outfit and it just fits the way it's supposed to and it looks good. And you're like, damn, you can kind of just be any style. When you're chubby, bro, it's like, no.
Yeah.
You try on shit and then you go like, oh my God, I look horrible in this.
Like, bro, my whole MySpace top 8 was bros that looked like this.
I had the...
For sure. I was like, dude, the more you look like this, the more closer to number 1 you're going to be. Because you're the coolest fucking guy. I can't believe you're my friend.
I had the fucking Bieber swoop.
You had the Bieber swoop?
Yeah, I think I swooped it this way.
Nice.
See, can I still do it?
I could do this one. Hang on. We're doing scene haircuts.
How does this look?
That's good. That's almost there. I could almost.
Bro, my neck strength was so strong for a while. Just years of this.
Yeah, dude.
Sup, guys? Yeah, dude. All swoop to one side.
Yeah, dude. What's up, dude?
Dude, when I was in high school, one
what's
time
up?
they were like, there was this like boy band they were like trying to promote that came down, and I remember like all the girls were going crazy for this like boy band. It was like 30-year-old men, but like one of the dudes had a haircut that went like this, but then like curved and went like all the way down here. It was like very distinctly styled, and I just remember like being 16 and being like, "That's the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life."
Meanwhile, I was 16 like one day, bro.
This
one
is
day.
like 2020. This is 2014, so it was like we were all pretty progressive kids. Like, you know, like half my friends were gay, and I was still like, "That's the gayest thing I've ever seen." I was like, sitting next to my gay friend, I was like, "That is
right.
Look at that.
Right? Pretty
you,
gay.
You think, right?"
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, that's
Yeah.
way
You
gay.
wish, dude.
It's the gayest thing I've ever seen." In my
wish
life.
you could be that gay.
Just imagine being 30 and having a hairstyle like that.
It's crazy. It exists, bro. You'll go like I remember touring, doing like metal tour shit. You would go to like these places, like random spots in Ohio and stuff. Like places that seemed as though they were encased in time.
Yeah.
They were just trapped in like the early 2010s.
Yeah.
And you're like, man, you guys are still wearing like glow in the dark wristbands and like the sleeve warmer things that are stripy with the little thumb holes and like pink eyeliner with those haircuts.
Dude.
And I'm like, dude, you guys are still living my high school dream.
Dude. We should get all dressed up like that one day. I would love to have the sleeves with the holes and the stripes.
You know, they do all these gimmick comedy shows around. Somebody should do a scene comedy show where it's just where you have to dress like a scene kid. A lot of people would turn. Dude, emo night. Emo night is crazy. I feel like if you went back to us at that time when all the football players and all the coolest kids in school were calling us gay for wearing tight pants and wearing our hair like that, and then you told them that like one day, like hot ripped black dudes will DJ this music for millennials that don't have children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's going to be the biggest thing of all
people
time.
People are going to go crazy for it.
People are going to go fucking nuts. And it's actually going to make more money than all the bands make.
Yeah.
Is this thing, this
thing.
rave thing that these guys do.
And dude, they're so fun to go to.
They are fun.
Dude, I will
Talk
say
about
this.
crying, dude.
When I was in fucking, when I was in high school, like, I remember, like, every movie ever had been, like, the jocks are dumb and they're cool and they get all the pussy.
Mm-hmm. But they're, like, villains.
If you're not that, you get to be the smart guy that has a cool later life. And when I got to my high school, all the jocks were also all the smart kids. Oh, they were all killing it. They were, like, all of them. The
jocks were the nerds, too?
The entire starting football team was all in AP classes. And I was like, this is really unfair. It's like, I wasn't like this, like, I'm like a late bloomer. It was like, no, it's just accepting at 16 is like, I'm the loser of this.
You're looking at your notes. You're
wait, hold on. I'm not smart or athletic. What the fuck am I going to do?
You're like, wait a minute. American Pie said nothing about this.
Yeah, this is not fair.
all the high school movies that I watched said nothing about
Why
this.
are the popular kids the smart ones? It's not fair.
Yeah.
The fuck?
So what? I'm just dumb. I'm just smart and I'm a loser. What's going on here?
I wasn't even smart. Dude, I like barely scraped out, dude. I was a bad student.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that reminds me. I was gonna say when you were talking about the hair flip, I was skipping all my classes my senior year, and I like barely graduated. And I was like, I went to my my PE teacher. It was like some elective PE course, gymnastic thing or some shit. And he was cool. He liked me. He was cool as fuck. And I went up there and I had the long, like super gay hair and shit. And I was like, dude, Mr. Alexander, bro, can you please? What can I do to not fail this? My mom's gonna fucking kill me. Like, I gotta graduate. And he was like, all right, just give me one of those rock star hair flips and I'll give you a B. And I was like, fuck. Like he tested my pride as a young man. He really did. He was like, he put my pride on the line. He was like, you're gonna know how this feels. Like someday you're gonna have to do something that you don't want to do. And he was like, just give me one of those rock star hair flips and you're good. And I was like, because he was just like a normal like athletic teacher guy, you know what I mean? And he thought it was funny that I looked like that. He was just trolling the shit out of me. And I was like, fine. And I went, And he was like, all right, you're good, dude. I was like, but I just walked out of there. It stank. I just remember the stink of that fucking, there was like the mats, the stinky mats on the floor. And I was just like, it was like a weightlifting class or some shit. And I was clearly not participating at all.
It's crazy how many coaches are just in charge of like teaching us important things.
Yeah.
These guys that are just coaches and then are like suddenly teaching sex ed. You're like, yo, the fuck do you know, man?
Dude, and also the whole like health class was like designed to scare you to death of pussy.
Yeah, and
like, do you remember the
work?
No, it didn't work at all.
Oh my god,
drugs or pussy. We're like, wait a minute, you can get stalagmites down your whole shaft. Yeah. Do you remember? I'll never have it burned into my memory like crystals growing off of some dude's shaft that they showed me.
Dude, they would show you all types of stuff,
and they're like, these are genital warts, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This looks like archaeology. What is this?
Yeah, dude, I do remember being frightened of that stuff, but also being not discouraged in the slightest.
No. I was like, cool. Well, after this period, I'm going to go try to get some pussy, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the whole goal, I think, for most of our teenage years, right, fellas?
I don't know. I was really big on Final Fantasy, so.
Dude.
I was pretty much. We were talking about sports earlier.
Dude. Skyrim slowed down my pussy getting years for a while.
We did have some pretty elite drops that made it hard to get pussy.
GTA
like
5,
right around
bro.
Halo 3, I'm pretty sure.
Halo 3,
huge deal.
Yeah.
You're 27? All right.
Yeah.
You're like 10 years younger than me.
Really?
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But we lived so much of the same life. Dude.
My freshman year of high school, GTA 5 dropped.
Did you have smartphone? Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you have smartphones in school?
Yes.
Like full-on iPhone, like little tablet
I remember
screen?
like all the Indian kids would get excited when a new iPhone dropped, and they would have the newest one.
That's crazy, because for me, we had
a lot of Indian kids.
We had flip phones still. Mm-hmm. Like the end of the flip phone era flip phones, like the ones that were flipping all kinds of weird directions and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, they were like puzzle boxes, you know, that you could
like
text with.
Fucking chocolate.
Yeah. Yes. I had the LG chocolate. You pull the LG chocolate up right now. Tell me if you remember this phone. You might be too young for this, dude.
Dude, the big one.
How old are you, Kyle?
I'm 33.
Okay.
The big one I wanted was the Sidekick.
Dude, Sidekick was so cool, but that was already Unk status by the time you were in high school. That was Unk status.
Yeah, but when I was in middle school, the Sidekick was fucking badass.
Dude, and these were so sick, but they were also so poorly built. Like they were on these two little like metal rails with like a little motherboard wire connecting them. And one time I remember sliding it up to text somebody, in the front piece, because it was just two pieces that just did this. Yeah, the front piece just like fell off and it was hanging on by this little like motherboard thing, and I was like, "What is this shit?"
Dude, look up the Sidekick.
But dude, we all had these kind of phones, right? Like end of the era flip phones, and we had iPod Touches. Like so, we were dual wielding. There was like one rich kid had an iPhone.
The sideways keyboard was huge.
The sideways keyboard was so huge.
The idea of being able to text, just like I remember, I had a phone. It wasn't the Sidekick, but I had a phone that had the sideways keyboard.
I did too.
And I was like, "This is the sickest thing."
Did you have the LG one that folded and flipped like a normal one, but you could also flip it up sideways? It was almost like that, but it was like a broke ass Envy.
Mine slid up. The Sidekick was cool because it like flipped around. Mm-hmm. It was like a cool like that. Mine just slid up. So I remember just like texting, you know, what are you doing? WUT, the letter R, the letter U.
Or if you were on the go, you would just text. You would just do it from the T9.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Dude,
that's crazy.
These phones, and then I think the first like real smartphone I had was the Galaxy S3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too.
The Samsung Galaxy S3 was my first smartphone, and then eventually we ended up with I
had a Droid X.
I had the
you
S3.
Remember the Droid X?
The S3 was nice, dude. I had the fucking Pokemon emulator, and we would just rip Fire Red all day at school. Cool, and then I got an iPhone, I think, like, right when I went to college. I think, like, the iPhone, like, 8 or some shit was, like, my first one.
You know what's crazy? No matter when you went to school, whatever was dope as hell at the time, they find out at school, like, oh, this is dope as hell, and kids love this, and then they take it away. You're not allowed to have it.
Yeah.
Like, Pokemon cards was the first big one. The first big rug pull for us was Pokemon cards. The bus was finally a place of fun and delight. We were looking at cards. We were trading cards. We were doing Pokemon, hologram. We were showing off what we got from our pack pulls.
Yeah.
And then the bus just rug pulled it, and they're like, no, we can't have this. You need to be tortured.
Yeah, they didn't want us to be happy.
This needs to be a rite of passage for you.
And it was.
This ride needs to be brutal.
And it did stink, and it was boring, and it was exactly what school's supposed to be.
Remember getting off at somebody else's stop,
School's a crazy thing, though, dude. You, like, think about, like, I never rode the bus. I lived close enough that I was never on the bus. I always had a ride. My mom worked at a school down the street from where my school was. Like, she worked at an elementary school down the street. So I would go with her there, like, an hour and a half before I had to be at school.
Damn.
And then walk to school.
You were getting up early, bro.
Until I had a car. And then I had a car, and then having the car was lit, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never took the bus. I was always a little jealous of the bus. The bus seemed like a good, like, social situation to, like, go through, and I never had that. But it is also crazy that it's like high school and like middle school and all these things. It is just like now you're just like in a community suddenly, and you just don't know how to exist in a community.
Yeah.
And you just have to figure it the fuck out, and that's why it sucks so hard, because it's like just walking into, like, I mean, what we live in now, but like you have zero social experience to be able to handle what anything is going on. I was thinking about this the other day. You remember when you were a kid and like your parents would just make plans at some other people's house, and then you just had to hang out with their kids, and you would just like show up and just be like, who the fuck are these people?
And then
like,
we grow up and don't have kids and just do that with our girlfriends. Hey, go be girls over there. Go fucking paint some or whatever you guys do.
We're gonna drink 8 beers.
Yeah, do some cute shit. We're watching the game. Quiet.
We're gonna drink 8 beers until we're gonna drink enough beers until you guys are pretty mad at us about it.
Yeah, we're gonna drink beer until we're mad at you.
We're gonna drink beers until you are mad at us because it's a Wednesday.
The bus was so crazy because it was like you take all these kids who have all day they've been kind of beaten down into submission by authority. And if they are doing anything that resembles freedom, they have to hide it. If you want to text, you got to this one. You know what I mean? And then you take all those same kids and you divide them up by where in town they live. And then you put them on a bus with an authoritative figure that does not matter.
Yeah.
The bus driver, zero authority. Yeah. Hey, quit it. Shut up, bitch. The way we would treat the bus. Shut your fucking mouth, whore. We'd say all the words that we weren't allowed to say in school. We would let out all of our aggression.
Now that I'm an adult, I think about like the way we would treat our teachers, and it's just like, man, these people like were just unhappy adults that had to deal with shithead kids that knew nothing about the world. Like the fucking swim team story I just told. Yeah. It's like, that's a fun story until you realize, like, I just made this like 37-year-old depressed woman's life worse.
Yeah. That's
all I really did. It's like, we know people that are teachers, and it's like, and they're nice. And then it's like, yeah, of course you're miserable. You're dealing with the worst people ever.
You also forced their hand to make a crucial mistake on like a $50,000 to $100,000 print job.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Like, it's like permanently like
you abused state funds.
Yeah,
you did. You did, dude.
Yeah, that was my biggest prank. And
I mean, that rules.
Really proud of that one. My parents were proud of me for that one. Whenever I told them about it, because like I said, I can't not. So I was like, I told them about it, and they were like,
pretty good.
They were like, that's awesome. they were pretty stoked. Yeah,
they were probably mad you got kicked off the swim team by her. They were like, that bitch. Yeah, our son can swim.
Oh, I was really good.
Yeah.
But I never got a Letterman jacket from her because she wouldn't let me let her. She kept raising the, anytime I like finally met the requirements, which I met my freshman year because I got on varsity freshman year. But you had to be a junior in order to get one. So I met the requirements. And once I became a junior, she raised the requirements so that I couldn't get it.
So the coaches and the coach and the theater teacher had it out for you a little bit.
If everybody has it out for you, what's the common denominator there? I was a fucking shithead. It was my fault entirely. Like, I'm not gonna sit here as a 27-year-old man and be like, yeah, fuck these ladies. No, like I fuck their shit up like every day.
My teachers just felt bad for me. They were like, dude, you failed the fucking test. They're like, come in here on your lunch. Here's the answers. Like, I got like lucky with like teachers were like, dude, I like you, but you don't give a fuck. I want you to like get out of here and do good, but like, you know, like lock in, bro.
Most of my teachers,
my teachers are like, lock in, bro.
Most of my teachers loved me. Mm-hmm. It was just like those two, like the ones that like had like this direct control over something I was passionate about, where like I would fight them because I was passionate about it. But like anything else, I was just as much of a shithead, but they loved me. And I remember because my youngest sister, who is now in medical school, she's like a great student, you know, she would always be in these same classes. And the story she loves to tell people that pisses her off the most is my senior year. She's a sophomore, or maybe she's a freshman. I think she's a freshman, and so she's in this history class with this lady. No need to say her name, but she also this history teacher also ran Saturday detention, and so I had been in Saturday detention with her, and she would always let me leave early. She would like keep the other kids and be like, "John, you can get out of here," or like the other kids would be like, "You can't do homework or anything. You just have to sit here," and she'd be like, "John, you can read a book." Like she just like loved me, and so then apparently one day my sister was in class on a Monday, and this teacher said to her, "Abby, I had your brother in Saturday detention, and you just need to be more like him." It was like, dude, people like these teachers
Which
love
is a crazy sentence.
A crazy sentence.
Your brother
in Saturday detention,
and you're being a little bitch.
The 4-hour one, like this is, and it's like you should be more. Like she was like a straight A student, like a 98 in the class.
Yeah, you're kind of a fucking
and
square.
She's being like, you should be more like your brother, and it's like, and she's always like, why? Why is this happening?
Oh my god,
this makes no sense. And like, yeah, every other teacher like really liked me. It was just those two that didn't, and they had a lot of good reason not to.
Well, I really like you, dude, and I'm glad that you fucking came through.
Yeah, this is fun. We
gotta run it back.
Lane podcast.
I know. I don't know why we started talking about that.
I don't know. We
it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
The thing is like the reason I originally started the podcast was to learn more about my friends. Because like I didn't have guests in Portland. We weren't in a city like this where there's a bunch of creative people. I mean, it was like the slim pickings.
Yeah.
And so I had my own bandmates come on. If you guys want to go look at some of the old episodes, if you're just now getting here, but I had some of my bandmates on the first couple episodes because I didn't know what to do, and I was like, I've never like asked you guys questions about like your lives and shit. Like we just like bro down and hang out, and we've been friends for 10 years, but it's like there's shit that I don't know, and it's pretty interesting. Yeah. So thanks for coming on and sharing that stuff.
This is fun.
You got to run it back, John. You're one of my favorite people in town. You're a hilarious comedian. We actually had a fun time this last weekend too.
We did.
Yeah. I might post my first stand-up clip. I might have to. I kind of had a
ripper.
I had a moment. It was my first time doing good like that. That was my first time.
That's an exciting set.
It was exciting. It was fun. But tell people where they can find you. No, you didn't.
They hated my guts.
No, you didn't. You set me up for success because you were so good.
San Antonio wanted me to leave afterwards.
No. You're being nasty now. Don't lie to the people. Tell people where they can find you.
Just Instagram at John Hoeft, Hoeft.
We're really trying to get this
TikTok
Instagram
is the
off
same,
the ground.
and YouTube, John Hoeft Comedy. And I'm posting now.
Look out.
I'm a big post guy. Okay?
Look out. Big post guy. We're really trying to move this algorithm for you, dude.
I'm trying to start, making some fucking money.
Go run up John's algorithm, dude. Give him some love.
Make me a star.
Make me a star.
I want to go all the way.
Put me in one of your Broadway plays.
I'll do anything to be a star.
All right, buddy. Well, I love you. And you guys, thanks for watching another episode of Taylor Gorman Show, and we'll see you next week.